All right, I got Monster Michael Todd on Serious and Silliness. What's happening, Mike?
Man, what's going on? What's going on? I got to get this some kind of consent thing. Got it. Okay. I'm good now.
Good.
Yeah,
How's everything?
Just back home training. Happy to be home and worn out from the tour, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, you had a tour and a tour bus and everything.
Yeah, man, we've done 16,400 miles, 47 states since the end of June.
Wow, that's fantastic. And was the Olympia your final stop?
No, we still got
you still have more to go.
Oh yeah, we got to hit all 48 states, so I got to go out to Arizona.
Oh, that's
we're going to do Southern California, all kinds of stuff, but we've kind of, since I accepted the match with Gennady, we're going to do a lot more content here at home. Do a little mini tour sometime in the next 6 weeks, and then the last one will be probably November 30th to December 11th or something like that.
So what was the tour for? Was it for promoting arm wrestling or?
100%. Yeah, so basically I raised a bunch of brand partners to cover my expenses at home, expenses on the road, and I went out to expose as many people to arm wrestling as possible. We've always wanted to travel the United States and see things, on the road and just in person, go see a lot of cool stuff. So I figured out a way to make it happen, and at the same time, promote my brand partners' brands. And so it's been super cool.
That's probably
which I want to tell you about those real quick.
Go ahead.
9 Line Apparel, spectacular. Redcon 1, awesome guys. Fem Magazine, it's a new magazine. It's not the one from UCLA. It's fem-magazine.com. They're into empowering women's sports, women athletes, all that stuff. Super awesome. They're going to be starting their magazine real soon. Bearco Construction, Devin Bear. He's got an awesome construction company out in the Rocky Mountains. So if you're a single dude, want to go make some money and get a bunch of overtime and see some beautiful scenery, definitely check him out. U.S. Interior Specialties, they're a veteran-owned company. Awesome guy, jumped on board, helping us out a lot. 7K Metals. It's a cool little way to take your cash and turn it into precious metal and coins. Apache Performance Labs is basically a substitute for the Herbalife tea shops. Instead of their product, you use the Kickstart from Apache, so they're awesome. Who else we got, babe? If I think of somebody else, if that wasn't all of them, and I think of the last one, I'll let you know, yeah.
Well, what you can do is after this is all over, text me or email me all of the links, and I'll put them in the description so that everybody knows.
Oh, very cool. No, it's super awesome because, if it wasn't for those companies, we would not be able to do this. Why do you make sponsors all the time? I'm like, because they provided me the opportunity to travel the United States and bring cool content, I've arm wrestled 3,000 matches in the last 3 months.
Wow, that's amazing.
My arm is shot.
I can imagine. So let's start from the beginning. You're from Little Rock, Arkansas. Is that accurate?
No, I'm from Arkansas. I live in Hot Springs, Arkansas. I'm born in Malvern, Arkansas. So I'm probably 15 miles from where I was born. Okay. I've lived throughout Arkansas, but yeah, I'm Arkansas born and raised.
Okay. So how did you get into arm wrestling?
Well, I was a short, chubby kid growing up, and I went and saw Karate Kid, so I got into martial arts first. But I was always pretty good at arm wrestling. By the time I was 15, I beat my dad. My senior in high school, I could beat everybody in school. I had English driver's ed in Botech. I was at Botech, and they said, that guy over there is second in the state. We're on a cafeteria table. I beat him. He said, you should go to this tournament. So I went to the 1990 Saline County Fair, and that was it. I came back home. I took third, came back home, built a wrist wrestling table. It's where you lock hands in the middle and put them on your forearm. I built it too tall because I didn't know the specs. I built it for my height, right? And then I started holding tournaments at the local boys club. And then fast forward, I'm in my 32nd year.
Wow, that's fantastic. So from what I understand, you have 20 national titles and 16 world titles.
36 national titles and 23 world titles.
Oh, that's an old article I read.
Stuff doesn't update real well,
No, apparently not. What was the first world title you had?
2005 Petaluma World Championships, World Wrestling Championship. That year was an awesome year for me left-handed. Nobody gives my left credit, but before it blew apart, my left was pretty good. I won the AAA National Championships undefeated that year. I won the Unified National Championships undefeated that year, 242 pounds and 231 pounds. And then I won the World Wrestling Championship at 242 pounds left-handed. And Ron Babb took third. Tom Nelson took second.
Okay, cool. What was your most fulfilling world title or national title for that?
Well, back in the day, first time I beat Ron Bath left-handed in 2005 for that 231 title. It was a pretty big one. I got the award sitting over there on the shelf. But probably since then, beating Andre Pushkar 6-0 2012 for the International World Championship of the PAL. That was a big one because most people didn't think I stood a chance. Beating Devin in 2018 WAL because they kind of written me off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I was like, I'm the super heavyweight champ. He's the heavyweight champ. Winning the 2017 WAL tournament when Devin himself's like, I don't think Michael can win a tournament with this depth, you know. And I even had the top 3 seeded guys since I only came over in May. I wasn't seeded, so top 3 seeds with Travis Bage, Dave Chafee, Nick Zena. I beat Nick Zena, Travis Bage, and Dave Chafee to win the title back to back.
That's some lineup. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Where'd the nickname Monster come from? How'd you get that nickname?
Neil Pickup, 2006. Normally I was, I used to be a 198-pound arm wrestler. I used to lift weights to stay small for a long time. But like my first nationals, I weighed in at 176 in 1992. The next year I missed 198s. I pulled 220s. The next year I was 187. The next year I pulled 220s, but I cut from 235. Like I graduated high school at 215. I just wanted to be smaller. I wanted to have abs. Once I got abs and was over 198, I was like, I'm not losing 10 pounds of muscle just to go to a lighter weight class. And then it was get bigger, get smaller, get bigger, get smaller. Well, then I was pretty jacked at the NAL in 2006. I was 250 pounds, 255 pounds. And I was sharing a room with Neil Pickup. I came out of the shower, had a towel around me. He's on the phone with somebody in the UK, and he goes, my God, Michael Todd's a monster. So the next day he introduced Monster Michael Todd.
Yeah, I can't picture you that light because I met you in the Olympia, and that's when we spoke and we were able to do this. And I stood next to you until I stood next to Adam Shear, who is the WWF wrestler, WWE wrestler. I was like, I can't believe the size of this human being. Speaking about you, right? And I remember when I shook your hand, like I'm 5'8", 200 pounds. When I shook your hand, I remember telling my wife, we walked away, and I was like, that guy's hand is like a gorilla's hand. I was like, he has pads. Like we have 2 pit bulls. I was trying to explain to my wife what your hand was like. I said, my biggest pit bull's name is Hercules. I said, you know the pads at the bottom of Hercules' feet? And my wife was like, yeah. I was like, that's Michael Todd's entire palm.
Well, hell, that's an awesome compliment. We got 2 pit bulls as well, so that's awesome. Okay. But if you think my hand is thick, you should grab a hold of Corey West's hand.
Oh, really?
It's unbelievable. Yeah. Like we have the same size hand. Like our hand is the same size. And my hand used to be thicker, but I think his hand's about 30% thicker than mine now.
Wow. Okay.
No, it's like a bear paw. When you grab, it's just like a bear paw. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's you think you're a big dude, and then you meet big dudes, and it's like, my God. And then when I met Adam Shear, the WWE wrestler, I was like, dear God, this is the largest human being I've ever seen in my life.
6'8". He's a big fella. See, that's the thing. And going on along the same line you just said, I've been in strength athletics for 30 plus years, and I've been a shredded 198-pound fitness model. I've been a 323-pound guy who's a little overweight, but I forget that I'm a big dude because I'm always around big dudes.
How tall are you?
6'3".
Okay.
So every single person, not every single person, but every single stop we made on the tour, someone said, oh my God, you're way bigger in person.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, because y'all see me around big people all the time.
That's right.
You put me next to Corey, I don't look that big. You put me next to Devin, I don't look that tall, but I'm 6'3", 285 pounds now. And so I'm a pretty big fella, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, that's for sure.
And I'm about to get bigger, so that's what's cool.
Good.
I'm excited about right now and everything. But go ahead, what you got?
Okay, so tell me how you developed this King's move technique.
Okay, so all that is just I can't get my arm past here. It won't come back past here. This arm, if I want to get height, I just pull it closer to my hand or to my face. Mm-hmm. This one, if I need my knuckles high, I have to drop my shoulder to bring my knuckles higher, right? Because it just won't come any closer than that. After my left arm blew apart in 2010, I could no longer pull on the hand peg this way because I was an inside puller, right? So I just had this rope pulling machine. I've been working on back pressure and pronation, so I just started pushing and pronating back. And that's what it ended up being. It was an open top row, and then it just got to the point to where people are like, how do you train your King's move? I've never trained King's move in my life. It's just, I top row you, and if you stretch me out, I don't quit. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Now, so
there's nothing magic about it.
Yeah, but you did that because of injuries? Is that what you're saying?
Of course.
Oh, you developed that because of injuries.
I can't get any closer. Think about this. This is, we jokingly say that's why I have a beard. Because this will come to here, and this is the range of motion of my right arm. That's it.
Right.
It won't supinate past here, and it won't pronate past there.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Wow, that's amazing. So did you develop that style yourself, or that was a style that you copied and basically took on?
That has been around forever, and I've copied no one. Like, I just did my thing. I hate losing. So if you're talking about a style, my style is I hate losing. Mm-hmm. So King's move thing, whatever you want to call it. If you're not going to pin me, I'm going to wait you out until I can pin you. You know what I mean? Right. So, and the thing is, there's a lot of riser. You can't do that technique unless you have a strong riser and strong pronation. Otherwise, your palm's turned up and you're really in an arm break position. The thing is, for me, if you ever get my arm straight, you will see me stand up and let up. You got me. My arm has just gotten, because it's been injured so many times, my body, I feel like, has gotten a couple protective, nature now. So instead of letting my elbow fracture, it has the tendons and ligaments and muscles really strong right before it gets to its fullest extent. Because once you get to its fullest extent, I've got to let up. I've just gotten really strong right before you get to as far as my arm will straighten.
Now, does anybody else get that low on the table, or you were the only person that gets that low?
Of course. I mean, Devin Laird has the worst King's move on the planet. Go watch 504. 504 is the most disgusting display of King's moving ever, but he won. So, and that's the thing. I talked to Devin a lot this week. He's like, dude, you got to get that no King's move shit out of your mind. Win at all costs.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes. As long as it's within the rules, win.
Right.
Because, I take a lot of shit from people saying, oh, you should do this, you should do that. And I can arm wrestle in every technique. I've done it for 30-plus years.
Right.
And I'm a lot tighter now than I used to be. But at the same time, if it's on the line, I had a bad performance against Devin. It just, for whatever reason, I did not show up. The version of me that's always shown up did not show up that day. Devin had a perfect performance. So a lot of people are judging me on that one day.
You're talking about Dubai, right?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, the other time I've won, so of course I'm not talking about that one.
No, I just want to make it clear to whoever's listening.
To the fans, I got you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so people are judging me on that one day, and they're not taking into account I hadn't lost in 3 years. I mean, I'd beaten everybody. I've beaten everybody in North America, and I'm one of the few. I'm one of only 2 men from North America to ever pin Splinkoff. I mean, Dave Chafee got a win on him, and he probably would have pinned him. Splinkoff ended up fouling out. John Brzenk's pinned Splinkoff. But that was Splinkoff before Splinkoff became Splinkoff. Right. I mean, I pinned Splinkoff 3 times in his prime. Okay. So to just discount me and say I can't win under 7x7 or PAL or WAF rules, I've been doing that my whole life. Right. I didn't start the WAL stuff. I was in UAL under 7x7 pads. Mm-hmm. I just adapted to it when they recruited me. So yeah, it just I'm doing this whole run right now, this going after the number 1 spot. I got about a 12-month window to take that number 1 spot. And it has nothing. I'm doing it for me. I don't have anything else to prove. I mean, I've won the world title of every league that's ever been out there, pretty much every professional league. But I want it for me. I'm 48 years old. I'll be 49 in June. I've never pushed myself as hard as I'm about to push myself, and I just want to see what's possible. So I'm excited.
All right, that sounds fantastic. I mean, obviously, you're going to do it. You have that work ethic and you have that drive, so it's going to work out. I don't see how anybody.
Well, I mean, I believe it will. It's a possibility. I mean, who knows? I cannot control how hard my opponent's training.
Yeah, but you have the head. You have the head strength. You have the mental capability.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's just whoever I'm competing against, whether it's Gennady, whether it's Levon, whether it's Devin again. You're just going to have to outwork me, and. I'm going to not leave anything to chance. So if whoever my next opponent is Gennady.
Okay.
If Gennady beats me, I would have done everything in my power to win that match. So, we'll see.
Where is that going to be? Where are you almost in Gennady?
Istanbul, Turkey.
Wow. Okay. And where is he from?
He's from the Republic of Georgia.
Okay. Okay. The former Soviet Union. So that's going to be tough.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
you're going to win.
That's my plan. I mean,
all right, good.
The thing about Gennady is Gennady has had pins on some Levon. So because of that, his credibility is very, very high.
Right.
So once I beat Gennady, it's almost a direct path to Levon, right?
Okay.
But I don't know when Levon and Devin are going to pull. So it'll either be I get Levon or I get the winner of Levon and Devin. Who knows? I don't know.
All right, so let's play a little game. I'm going to throw a bunch of I'm going to throw some names of some arm wrestling champions out at you, and you tell me what you think. If you beat them, if they beat you, right? Go down the line. Okay, so let's start with Levon. Like you just mentioned him, so we'll start with him.
I believe that when that match happens, I will win.
Okay.
He's a bad dude. I just can't let someone go undefeated as a professional. You know, I can't let him six-toe sweep anybody else. I mean, I can't let him just continue to do that. I'm going to stop the match, and when I do, I'm going to win the match. But look, great guy, awesome dude. It's a huge hill to climb. He may be the strongest arm wrestler who's ever lived, but I am going to crack that wrist.
Okay, cool. The next one is Marcio Barbosa.
Phenomenal man, great guy. Underrated now, has never been underrated before until this social media era. People don't realize what he's accomplished, how great he is. Awesome dude, very good.
Okay, cool. Did you ever you pull against him, right? And you beat him?
Yeah, I've got a winning record. I beat him 3-0 in 2018. I beat him he beat me in 2005. In 2006, we had a $1,000 super match. Both of us put $1,000 up. I ended up beating him 3-1. I beat him 3-0, but he fouled out, and I told him to come back up there. He ended up pinning me, and then I came back and pinned him to get the win. Then we pulled April that year at Ultimate Las Vegas. He beat me. I beat him. I ended up taking a spot higher than him because I put him out. And then 2008 Arm Wars, I beat him 4-2.
Okay.
And so I've got the winning record.
Okay. Dennis Sablinkov.
Great guy, awesome dude. I hate that he got as sick as he did. Would love to see him make a comeback. If he ever does come back, I will sweep him 6-0.
Okay, all right, good. John Brzenk.
Phenomenal guy, greatest arm wrestler of all time. Super excited about him making a comeback. It's awesome to see him excited about watching him on YouTube. I would love a super match with John just because I got some payback to give that man.
Yeah, he did overcome your King's move. Is that accurate?
No, he didn't. Jerry Caderet and I arm wrestled for 2 minutes first, and then he did it. People are like, oh, John knows how to do it. Yeah, let me arm wrestle Jerry first.
Okay.
That was one of those times where it made more sense for them not to arm wrestle each other, to one of them wear me out so that the other one can try to beat me in the finals. But all you see is the match between me and John.
Right.
You don't see, and technically, those were supposed to be running fouls that day. And the very first match, I had stopped him cold, and I said, you're not going anywhere. And I had him beat. And he elbow fouled, and they stopped the match. And they should not have stopped the match. They should have kept going. And I was undefeated at that point. At that point, when I stopped that match that day, he would not have pinned my arm. Once we got the restart, he had a better height, better stop, got better position on me, and I was blown up, and he pinned me, and then I tried to go inside. And I don't think he pinned me in the hook that day. They were going to restart the match, but my pride got in the way, and I was like, fresh for fresh, can you beat me? He goes, no. I'm like, fine, you can win. I mean, you can have first. Now, John's a bad dude. That was a very, very strong John Brzenk. But on that day, you know, if it had been a fresh for fresh one-on-one super match, I really believe I would have won. But yeah, definitely he beat me, but I arm wrestled Jerry for 2 minutes and 4 seconds a round before.
That's just the fact that you arm wrestled Jerry and then John Brzenk. I mean, those are two elite. Well, that's the way
the tournament was. It was a huge tournament. It was $10,000 to first place, $1,000 second place. I was not supposed to be arm wrestling tournament. I was supposed to just be doing super matches as the UAL champ. Mm-hmm. But Robert Drink said, hey, man, will you please enter this tournament? And I did, and John actually beat me right and left. I beat everyone else, but Johnny came up. He was a 235 champ. He put on about 20 pounds, and he ended up winning the right and left that day. Okay. So he got me. But, yeah, I'd love a super match with John. Otherwise, if I'm not arm wrestling him, I'm always cheering for him. You know, if it's not going against me, then I'm a John Brzenk fan for sure.
Okay. Mike Aiello.
Great dude. Never arm wrestling in competition. Got an awesome physique, super cool guy. But yeah, I think, you know, he's just, I think he's great for the sport. He's awesome. I don't know how for him to progress because I don't know who all he gets to train with or how, you know, committed he is to going to that elite level. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's awesome. Got a super strong hook.
Okay. Jerry Carteret.
Known him for years. I still have the winning record on Jerry. We've battled for years. So people talk about this whole WAL. Well, I can't beat him without WL pads. Dude, I've never lost to him in the last decade. He beat me in 1995, one match. And then he beat me 2 out of 3 in the tournament in 2007. And then we arm wrestled in 2013. I beat him 3-0. And then we arm wrestled in 2014 at that UAL 8 that I arm wrestled him right before John. So I was 4-0 against him under WF rules and 7x7 pads. And then you come in a WAL and somehow the dude flashes me first round both matches.
Yeah.
And he's never flashed me in his life. You know, I'm like, how did that happen? But yeah, so great guy, super strong, somewhat underrated because he doesn't fare as well against like Dave Chafee and stuff like that. But stylistically, he's a hell of a match for me.
Does he throw you off with his tongue?
Not at all. Don't even.
or the fact that he sweats so much. Was that the longest arm wrestling match ever?
I'm sure it was not, but it was definitely the longest match in WAL.
I mean, it had to be almost 7 minutes, right? 6 and change.
Yeah, the 2018 match was 7 minutes, round 2. And then it was just to restart, right? But
yes.
Yeah, there's definitely been longer matches throughout the years. I've had a 10-minute match before years ago, back in 1994. I was 187 pounds. I pulled 3 weight classes. Wow. I was in the finals of every weight class. And then this next to the final match on the A side, I ended up doing a 10-minute match against the guy in the super heavyweights to make it to the finals undefeated. And then I ended up losing all 3. I took second all 3 classes because that 10-minute match destroyed me.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, did you get injured when you did that match against Jerry Carteret? Were you injured?
My hand broke about a minute and a half. My hand fractured about a minute and a half into round 2.
Really?
Same thing happened again in 2019. The pressure between me and Jerry and that thin strap just fractured my metacarpal both times.
Wow. And you were able to keep
going?
It
only happens against Jerry, but the strap is way too small for people our size. Way too narrow. So they've changed it, but they haven't came back yet. The WO hasn't been back. They changed the strap.
Okay. All right. Schoolboy.
Phenomenal for the sport. Second Russian Nationals junior division. Getting great exposure. Strong kid. I'd love to pull him left-handed. Everybody thinks since he beat me after I pulled Devin left-handed, he could beat me. I will happily pull him left-handed for any amount of money whenever they want.
Larry Wheels.
Great guy. Also doing great things for the sport. If he sticks with it, he's got a lot of potential.
Okay. And then finally, of course, Devin Larratt.
Great ambassador for the sport. Super strong guy. Got all the tools. Willing to do whatever it takes to win. So, good friend.
So you said that when you pulled him in Dubai, that wasn't you. Were you injured?
Or no, I just had a bad day. I was the strongest I'd ever been in my life 10 days before. And then on that day, for whatever reason, my best me did not show up. So I don't know what it was. Adrenal fatigue, central nervous system, overtrained, who knows. Yeah, but Devin had a perfect performance and I did not.
So
Devin and I spoke about it, and he believes the same as I do. That wasn't the you I expected. So it was a great performance by him. He did an awesome job. Super proud of him. I think he's got if that 293-pound Devin shows up against anybody, he's gonna have a very good chance of winning.
Okay. Are you gonna pull against him again? Any talks in the works?
Oh, we will definitely do it again. We said that the other day. We don't know what both of our path is going towards LeBron. That's our path. Okay. But before we call it quits, we will have another round. We both agreed on that.
I know you guys are very good friends, but how do you deal with the trash talking? And and in the WAL, it's not just him trash talking. He's got family members trash talking to you as well.
I mean, as long as you keep it respectful, it's no problem. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be excited and be cheering for your person or whatever. You just can't cross the line. And Devin and I know what the line is, so we're good.
Okay. Oh, all right. So okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed Dave Chafee. I didn't ask you about Dave Chafee. I'm sorry about that.
Freakishly strong human being, but probably even a nicer guy. Just a great dude.
Really? Okay.
I really enjoy hanging out with him and his wife. They're good people.
So you basically did something that no other arm wrestler did, and that was get a contract with Redcon One. Redcon One is all bodybuilding. I think they have 1 or 2 powerlifters. Oh, and they had Adam Shear. They had the wrestler. So you're the only arm wrestler that's got a contract with Redcon One, right?
I believe so.
How'd you do that?
I lost to Devin in Dubai. I lost to Devin, and then I went online and told everybody how amazing Devin was and how proud of him I was, which was very genuine. And I had a lot of people reach out to me. One of those people was Nine Line Apparel, which is an awesome veteran-owned company. They're building tiny homes for homeless veterans. They're an amazing company. Go check them out, ninelineapparel.com. Use code Monster20. But they connected me with Redcon, and Redcon loved what I was doing and thought it was super cool. They jumped on board the tour, and got a very good relationship. And I'm super excited to be a part of Team Redcon.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Redcon. I use their products, And it's all because my original love was bodybuilding. Then it went to powerlifting, and recently it's been arm wrestling. And I did not realize how tightly intertwined the three were, you know. And their products are great. And I'm not just, you know, believe me, I'm too small of a YouTube channel.
I'm going to tell you what, the protein drink, the flavor, the isotope, the ration, that is the best vanilla I've ever drank. There's no aftertaste. There's nothing. And that blueberry cobbler, man, what are you talking about?
I like Total War before I go to the gym. That's what I like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the itchies, but it makes you get off your ass and go to work, right?
Oh, yeah, so, definitely.
I just did a workout before we came on here. So I use Total War and Moab combined. I put them together.
Do you really?
Yeah, that shit's powerful.
Yeah, really? Holy shit. All right, so what is the immediate future, and what is your life after arm wrestling going to be?
I will probably never quit arm wrestling.
Okay.
Because I don't think it – Devin and I talked about it the other day, and the simple, fun path for both of us right now would just be to get out there, promote arm wrestling, be an ambassador, love the sport, arm wrestle, win, lose, doesn't matter, just have fun. Mm-hmm. But our ego and our pride wants that number one spot. You know, we want to be on the top of the food chain. We want to be that guy. Right. So instead of doing what would be the most fun for us, we choose the path of train hard, sacrifice, go to war. You know, that's we're very, very similar in that aspect, that both of us set goals and we are willing to do whatever it takes to reach those goals. You know, so very rarely do one of us do something and fail, right? Yeah. It's only really when we go against each other. One of the, there's always got to be someone who wins, someone who loses.
Well, unless somebody wants to be a boxer, then that fails.
That probably is not. I was super proud of Devin for stepping in there. It's something I've always wanted to do. I've told several promotions I would love to do a celebrity boxing match.
Yeah.
As long as I had enough time to train, because I would do the same focus on that training as I do for arm wrestling, and I think it'd be a lot of fun. But very proud of Devin for what he did. Super awesome. And I think he's just bringing a lot more people to the sport. So we have a good we work well together. So it'd be super cool if we could figure out a way to do some more stuff together. Mm-hmm. But because we both are very passionate about what we do. We love arm wrestling. We like teaching. We like sharing arm wrestling with as many people as possible. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I give him a bunch of credit too, because when I heard he was fighting the Mountain, I forgot who I was interviewing. Oh, Ian Carnegie. I was interviewing him. I said you would have to break the 7-figure mark for me to even consider getting in the ring with that animal. Now,
I would probably do it for cheaper than that. I wouldn't do it as cheap as Devin did, but for 7 figures, I'll fight anybody.
Oh yeah, exactly. I was like, because you're that guy.
I'll fight Mike Tyson, anybody.
Yeah.
You give me 7 figures, I know my wife and family are gonna be taken care of. Let's roll.
Right. That's right.
I'm down.
One more question, and then I will basically let you go. Paul Lynn, John Brzenk. What do you think?
Well, I think John Brzenk's a favorite, but I think Paul Lynn has absolutely nothing to lose, so he's going to come in just fiery and dangerous and strong and most prepared he's ever been. And it would not surprise me if he found a way to win.
Yeah,
although my money's on John. The reason I say that is because John's shoulder has not been tested yet. He has not pulled someone with significant power who's going to test his shoulder. John's shoulder has been an issue for the last decade. If his shoulder holds up, John wins. He's got better hand control. And he's the greatest arm wrestler of all time. He knows how to do everything. Right?
Yeah.
So, but if it comes down to power, I would not be surprised if Paul Lynn does not find a way to win.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to let you go, but I have to tell you, Mike, you are basically probably number one in the world, in and around. You're in the top 5 on the planet, give or take. But I have Serious and Silliness has their own ranking system, right? And there's, basically what happens is, if you're the first person of a genre to come on my show and open the door for me, I just consider you number one. So Paul Lynn was the first arm wrestler to come on. So he's number one in the world. So I don't see why he would be worried about John Brzenk at all. I mean, he's number one in the world.
There you go. I guess it's hard to argue with that logic.
So unfortunately, it was Paul Lynn. Then it was Steve Black. So he's number 2 in the world. Number 3 is Mike Aiello. Number 4 is Ian Carnegie. And unfortunately, you're number 5.
I'm going to have to dispute your ranking system.
Yeah.
But that's a different conversation.
Yeah. Well, listen, dude, thank you very much for doing this. I really appreciate it. Much love, much respect, and your future is obviously going to be great, fantastic. You have nothing to prove, and you're a great ambassador, a great person, and a great champion. Thank you very much for doing this.
I appreciate it, man. I'm super excited about what the future holds, and I'm having fun, so that's what matters.
Great. That's fantastic. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, man. Take care. Be blessed.